All right, welcome back to News Sources. This is the program where we extend all the discussions that you need to know by 9 p.m. Now, politicians after politicians, groups after groups have been frequenting State House, that house on the hill, in the recent past. Now they come out with some sort of, I quote, consciousness, which is changing political allegiance and that sort of thing. Now, some have lauded these moves, others find them appalling and a return to the past.
It's about walking blindly into an election center and casting your vote. It is about assessing what are our choices as individuals, what are our choices as a community, what are our choices as a country. So for us, it is actually very appropriate that we are taking this particular opportunity to look where we have come from as a community, where we are as a community, and where we are going forward as a community.
Yeah, I have a first go at this. These frequent visits at State House, I'm still trying to come around them and understand them, because I don't understand the consciousness that comes out of State House. House on the Hill, very important house, but hey, what's really happening?
Yeah, State House visits. But let me say, I'm shocked to hear Nyachai say what he say. He's also talking about our community.
Yes, the Kisii community.
Really? How times change. But more fundamentally, I think we are seeing a very dangerous relapse into the past, because we thought this politics had gone away with the devolution, with all those good things, and with the young people holding the reins of power. There was a feeling that now we are going to change the way we politic. Or they tell you, let us disagree on ideas, on the principles, and I don't know, ideology. You hear those kind of things. So I don't know. Maybe it's money.
What's the bad thing with actually going to set up? Because that is the one part of it. But really, what's really bad with the four of us, forming a political union and going to State House and say we have quit whatever we are going and we are going this way? What's the problem?
It depends on the motive. But if you look at the fellas visiting State House, even today we had MCAs visiting State House. Last week, my area MP went there and asked him, what are you going to do at State House? Say, to bring development. I asked him, if you're closer to presidency, then it means development. Katundu will be far much developed than anywhere else. But now the MP did not even point to anything within my constituency that the president has brought. I was telling him, with devolution, there's money. Devolution came so as people don't go and kneel for presidents in the State House.
I beg to differ with my colleagues. What I think,
Go ahead.
the visit to State House is not unique. And
It's always been happening.
It has always been happening, especially when we are headed to the general elections. We'll see more of this. Everybody wants to build a political campaign.
But what are they going to do there?
What are people given at State House?
Only that when they come out, the language changes. It's not about what we went to do there. It's about we are seeking development. So you read between the lines. As a politician,
what development is this they're going to pick from State House?
That's what I'm saying.
That cannot come through county government.
That
cannot come through.
Between the lines.
If you ask me, I'm surprised that again, just like Nyachai, my dear sister here is just arguing like a very old person. Just since it happened in 1963, it should happen in 2016.
Why are you being
surely? Yes, raise a very simple point. Let us take an audit of all the constituencies where MPs claim, let's say for example Western Kenya, where you come from,
yes,
that where they claim that we are closer to government.
But gentlemen, is it?
But the problem is the people.
Yeah.
It is the people who is taking them there. State House is not going for them. They are the ones looking going to State House.
There's nothing.
But I wanted to know who's facilitating and at whose cost, because
but here's the question.
An MCA cannot come all the way from Kisii with his own 70,000 per month or whatever.
You are a journalist. How many times do you go to State House? You are a journalist in Nairobi. How many times do you go to that?
Well, now you're trading very dangerous ground, because the journalists and State House, that's another story.
No, I'm
for another day.
That's
for another day.
My point is,
but let's not lose the story. Here's the thing, all right? Politicians going to State House, forming groups, tribal or whatever, and going to State House is in itself nothing wrong. It's like they say, building a bigger house for the people of this country, so that in the end we have a bigger house and a bigger vehicle, and we can all deal with our issues inside that house, as opposed to the small political tribal parties. Isn't that a noble ideological
I think
idea?
it is the political orientation, the way we are brought up. You believe that once you resort to the political cocoons, your tribal cocoons, you can always get something out of it than when you come as a bigger group. Look at the delegations that have been going. The Kamba delegation Kisii delegation, Kalenjin delegation, Luya delegation. Can't you see something?
Luhya
What have they
yes,
brought
can't you see
down to the
something
people?
unique
On a more important note, Mr.
and funny?
Importantly, this is a very dangerous politics anyway. The only thing it achieves is to balkanize the country. And I dare say that the people going to State House, these delegations are by people who slept through the revolution of 2010.
They slept through the revolution.
The revolution.
That's a very good point to hang on to, because
Slept through.
so first it was the Luhya consciousness that was stroked in the name of Budalang Member of Parliament. Now then followed Kisii consciousness, and if the Deputy President is to be believed, next is the Coast consciousness. So what kind of politics is this? The politics of consciousness, right?
But-
What is it?
But if they are speaking about the consciousness, I know it's about ideology. If those Luhya MPs or those Coast MPs will go there and tell me the Jubilee manifesto or Jubilee has good ideology, then the other ones or the opposition, I'll believe them and I'll say I respect what they hold. But if you go there, then you come the following day say Luhyas want to be governors in Nairobi if you don't give us. You know, that's not about consciousness. That's a politics
Lack
of
of ideas.
democracy.
Lack
We
of
call it
ideas.
democracy.
Lack of ideas.
And lack of ideas.
So you resort to
It's not even about democracy. I think what Oroko is saying here is that our people are still living in the past.
yes.
We have not yet come out of that and seen that we can play politics of ideologies, development, and stuff like. We must first start with our tribe, then our politics, then now you bargain with that.
But if we strip everything else out from politics,
Yes.
it's this. The politics is who gets what,
Yeah.
when,
But-
where, and how.
Yes.
And we have to strip all these
Smart.
things that we're
Yes.
talking about.
Smart.
And, and,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
exactly what's happening in
I'll
State
be
House.
so happy.
So what have they gotten?
I'll
Yeah.
be so happy when Coast
But-
MPs will go to State House and ask the president, why are our youths not getting IDs? Eh? This is a national function. Why are our youths not getting IDs? Not going there to say, now we are going to make a Mijikenda. Or lawyers coming here and telling us, they should be telling us, how many jobs has Jubilee government brought for our children? Not to go there to say, we want to be governor for Nairobi.
But let us not lie to each other. Power is sweet. Everybody wants power. Even the old people who are the spent forces who have retired will still come back and tell you, I will negotiate on your behalf. Just tell you how power is sweet.
Is power the same as money? Are they the same?
Well, money,
Yes,
power comes with money.
Yeah, it comes
Yes.
with money. You cannot have
But-
power and you don't
Yeah,
have money.
it comes with
What
money.
about having money and no power?
Well,
Why
now
is it
that's
that
a
no
broke
one
person.
knows
Yeah.
you? If you had money and power, everybody will be rallying behind you.
But actually, this is very sickening. We thought this was part of our past, that we shall behave as one united country. There are issues, I believe,
But
that the
isn't
president...
isn't this Oruko just trying to get one country together? Because getting a
this
bigger
is not how
political
to go
party-
there. This is not how to go there because we're not one
In fact,
anyway.
it's worsening.
And by the way, let me ask you a question, maybe a cynical question. That if, for example, in 2013, the tyrant of numbers, these two people won on their own, why do you really want to care about the Luhya consciousness? Why do you care about it?
Because
You
of
can-
the-
you can
we're
still
bringing them now
To
do what?
to the winning
Eh,
combination.
Oh, Mumias Sugar is still dead.
Yeah.
Mumias Sugar is still dead.
To the winning
Yeah.
Mumias
combination.
Sugar is still dead.
But,
Yeah.
but the Luhya people auctioned Mumias because you
Luhya
listen,
people.
they only come out to speak when they are looking for funds to revive Mumias. The same time they've received money, you don't hear our leaders. The next time you'll hear them come again when either Raila Odinga is going to Western or the president or the deputy president, and they start listing the issues they have. Once the trips are over, the issues
But,
go down.
the
They don't
existence
follow.
of Mumias is as good to Luyas as it is to the national government because they get a lot of taxes from there. So a robust Mumias will also help the regime in Nairobi on its own way. We don't need really to wait for Washali or I don't know who to cry about Mumias to intervene. We need to ensure that these things are going, that Luhya people feel part of the center, part of the government, so that we, rather than bringing two people to
My
tell us,
final-
we are 4
my
million.
final question on this round is this, right? Where are the Kenyan people in all this? Because I seem to get an idea that the Kenyan people get to be swayed. They're
They
like
love
flags.
it, Bana.
That-
They
that-
love
that-
it.
So,
Let
so
them-
where
they-
is
they
the
deserve
Kenyan
to be.
voter in all this?
They
No,
love
but-
where they are
but
because they will resist this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love where they are.
But the Kenya people have been left out. If
Oh,
you,
no.
you see, I'll speak about Western leaders who've been trooping to State House, claiming they are bringing development. Whereas the only thing they are now crying over is to get a minority leader. How does that one help a person in Mumias town?
All right, doesn't help. Well, meanwhile, Nairobi politics is not only getting hotter, but confusing by the day. Reports suggest a member of parliament had to be physically escorted out of Deputy President William Ruto's office, that's Harambee Annex, after a bitter disagreement over the latter's supposed involvement in the governorship battle in Nairobi. Senator Mike Sonko has also reacted angrily over what CS Eugene Wamalwa's entry into the fray. Take a listen.
Kwa sababu huyu sasa ameingia Jubilee. Uhuru alipata 50+1. Tunataka apate 80+1. Na hiyo 50+1 itaonekana kwa sababu ya Wamalwa.
Na vile vile tumesema hatutakubali ashinde kura Kenya yote na ashindwe Nairobi in the capital city. So tutahakikisha pia lazima tushinde hiyo Nairobi.
You know, it's fantastic. I just love a man who could not win his own seat, who could not galvanize, his own small clan in the last election, now promising to get, the president re-elected plus 80+1. It's fantastic. It's beautiful politics. I love this.
Even I love it.
Kenyan politics, as always. One person stands and say, we are in power, we endorse you and you will win. That is not the way it goes. It's like they sit down and calculate. The fact that a section of central MPs have endorsed Eugene, it's not a guarantee that he will deliver the 80+1% to the president.
All right. Nairobi is getting, some central, into the whole national politics. Code seems not to be interested in Nairobi, to be honest. The governor has not said anything. This is his seat. We're talking about his seat. It appears that he's neither.
Now, are you saying that what we are seeing in the Jubilee is seriousness?
Is it not serious?
Why don't you also say, for example, that they're trying to fight Sonko using a freeloader, a person who sits there and waits to be? Yeah. Why would Eugene Wamalwa, for heaven's sake, decide to be?
Yeah.
But it's surprising.
Yeah.
This man, I think he doesn't. Wamalwa doesn't even want this seat, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't want
because
it.
He hasn't spoken. He's being pushed like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
And being pushed in Kiambu. I don't know if Kiambu voters will come vote in Nairobi before they go and vote for it.
They might.
Eh?
They might.
No, but the logic behind it, right, it's questionable.
So why is Wamalwa important?
Taken for food.
Let me ask you,
Yeah.
It's not important. It's only important to destroy for somebody, as usual. And I'm ashamed as a lawyer, I'm ashamed to say this, that this small mentality we have sometimes destroys us so much. That we are brought in. No, why would Waiti to carry you? Who should carry who? Waiti to carry Eugene Wamalwa? It's a big job. But then, the most important thing for me, what has this man done as a cabinet secretary? What has he done to anybody, even his own family?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what has he done to anyone? When you walk around as a journalist, you'll be told you about debts around him, At a juicy you heard about his car that he bought,
but
not paid tax.
That notwithstanding,
Let him sort out himself.
He could have great ideas.
No, the issue, which one? Idea of Waiti to take you to Nairobi?
I need to finish. Why is Nairobi important, President? I need to finish.
Nairobi is important. It's capital city, so people will want it. But for Jubilee, I think if you look at the lineup of the candidates, they are not interested in having a Luhya candidate. But they're interested in dividing the Luhya vote.
Yes.
So as it doesn't go to the same basket. Don't be surprised if Jubilee sponsors 3 governors, or either one, a Kisi, another one, a Luo, a Kikuyu, a Luhya.
So
that they can win divide it, so they lose.
Quickly.
Yeah, this man has done nothing as a minister. The most is politically loud, but zero content, I'm sorry to say.
All right.
I think he's too ambitious. He was just appointed the CS the other day. I think this was a time to first sit in his ministry and do something before getting out and hitting the political train.
He should have gone to Kangemi and told his people, can I vie for this seat?
Fascinating. Yeah. I still love it. A man who cannot win his own seat, who could not put together his own community to vote.
His own man.
But, hang on, we asked you if you approve of the paying of hundreds of millions of shillings to IBC commissioners on Twitter, and the response is here. 28% of you think that's a good idea. 15% of you absolutely don't care. And 57% of you, as Tomo would say, really care about this. They should not be paid. Thank you very much for watching Resources. Thank you very much to Rajab, Uruko, and Rosalind. Let's do this all over again next week. And for Dennis Onsarigo for holding the fort for 3 weeks and taking a break today. See you again next week.